Now we're starting. Now we're starting it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think that it stems from a small group of corrupt people that want to basically just like control a bigger population. It's really all about power and control. And when I was in China, what was crazy was they had cameras everywhere. In fact, like there was cameras literally. Yeah, bro, there's like cameras in the bathroom, dude. There's cameras on the side streets. Everywhere you walk, they track. The first thing that I had to do when I landed in Beijing was I had to scan my fingerprints, like my hand, my finger, my face, and everything. And I had to like raise my hand and like say that I'm going to comply with like the laws and regulations in this jurisdiction, all that stuff basically. And it was a crazy experience, but I think like artificial intelligence definitely is like the technology that is going to sort of like enforce a lot of surveillance on individuals, and I've like seen it at firsthand, which is like absolutely crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Credit score. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Yeah, it's so basically, the higher in China specifically, like the higher up you are, that if you work for the government, the more benefits you get. Right? The lower you are, like literally, the lower you are, that if you don't work in the government, then you're not going to get any benefits. Right? So like if you don't work for the government, let's just say you work for a smaller business, then unfortunately you lose the right of traveling outside of the country. Like you can't just like travel at free will. You also lose a lot of like privileges of like healthcare. You lose a lot of benefits and stuff like that. So I mean, it's very difficult, and like the way that China is structured right now is like it's either you work for the government and you get paid good benefits and like you're only allowed to have an X number of children, or you're poor, and that's like the reality of communism, and they make it very difficult to like start a business in China actually. Like it's very like it's like very like you have to work for like someone else, like someone else. So it's like it's super interesting. That Yeah, I mm, yeah, I think yeah. I was really thinking about it on like the flight back coming back to the United States. I was like, why is it that the government wanted to focus so much on production and manufacturing compared to just giving people, I guess, unalienable rights in a sense to start whatever business that they want. And I think like I honestly think that like you start to see like the governments just like they take that first like initiative, and like they basically have to like tell, like it's all control, like they have to basically tell like their people what to do. It's like when the kids are in school, like they tell them you're going to be in, you're going to be working in the medical field. Like the kids don't get that decision. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, yeah. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. It's dude, it's exactly that, bro. It's exactly that. Like the government gets to choose, and I think we're gonna live in a world not too far from like that, but like the decision making is gonna be AI, and that might be a future conversation where like the AI is basically gonna like scan. It's gonna be able to predict like what your skills are gonna be based off of like your parents, right? And then also like it's gonna have that data, so it's essentially just going to like give you that 100% everything. Yeah, let's just say like your mom, for example, is, I don't know, like an accountant. So she's analytical, she's data oriented, she's good at project management, right? And like let's just say like your dad is like works in finance, right? So like he does like very number oriented. Like if like an AI were to kind of like see that like you're the offspring of like those two people, it's like why would they put you in like physical labor? Right? It's like why would you also give that kid free will to choose what society, not it's like when you say society is what society is programming them to do, and then ultimately that kid is going to make a decision, a very in the United States, a very expensive decision as to like what they want to study, and then and slash or change in the future, not really know what they want to do. It's like if that kid actually made a decision, or like let's just say if that kid didn't make a decision, and let's just say like an AI made that decision for the kid, right? Chances are the percentage of like success, like for as an AI model, I like again like I'm not a proponent of this or anything, but like it makes sense. It just makes sense, right? It's like yeah, mm, yeah, 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 yeah. Ex- Exactly. I think Exactly. I think every single like student in this is future technology, right? So I think every single student is gonna have their own individual like AI, whereas like the AI is gonna know pretty much like everything about that one student. It's gonna know like the quizzes that they failed. It's gonna know that the teachers that they've had. It's gonna know all the experiences that they have had like in the school system. And essentially, what I personally think that's going to happen is like that AI is going to help the student make better decisions. But obviously, in a very dystopian society, that AI would, tell the student to make those decisions. But like at the end of the day, I think like the AI is going to be like, hey, Chase, like the percentage of likelihood that you're going to succeed in being an AI developer, or like with your skills, or like being like in working in this industry and stuff like that. I personally think that people are just going to make ultimately better decisions based off of actual real data, and I think that the AI is going to like help facilitate that, if that makes sense. But like it's going to be very dangerous because whoever is controlling, I guess, or going to be managing that AI, and also like pushing out new updates and stuff like that is going to have a like I think by definition probably the most control over the world, because they're not only able to like access all of that data, they're able to like skew it, if it makes sense. You know what I mean? Totally. Yeah, totally. Absolutely. Neuralink, right? Mhm. Yeah. 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 It's it it's going to be an interesting world that we live in. I mean, like, we're not only going to have AI enhanced humans, we're going to have AI enhancing humans, right? So, like that, like Neuralink, for example, like there's going to be a small percentage of people that are going to have it like in their brains. I was actually talking to one of my friends recently about this, and like the people, I think the first wave of people that are going to have it in their brains are going to be the people who are like, like their brains like don't work. Like anybody, like for example, that are like yeah, think about anybody with like a mental or physical disability. I think like those are like in society it like makes sense. Can they afford it? That's like that's another question. That's a whole other, that's a whole other conversation. But I think like successfully like specifically with the Neuralinks, just to increase I guess like the overall sense of just like enjoyment in life because like it just sounds pretty bad to like like obviously not move. Like imagine like being like for example like Stephen Hawking, if he were to get like a Neuralink and he was actually able to push society with his like knowledge and philosophy of the world, and like even if he was able to like stand up and walk, that'd be amazing, right? So I think that'd be like the first wave of people getting the Neuralinks. Now the second wave is probably going to be the most dangerous. It's like now that we've solved all of these issues, then who's going to be the next to create superhumans meaning like their brains are connected to like an AI. Like this is an AI supercomputer essentially. It's not only going to make them smarter than like smarter than everybody that they know, but like they're going to be smarter than everybody in the world that exists combined. You see what I'm saying? And like that's going to be super interesting. Mm. Sure, sure, sure. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, it's like gonna access your subconscious essentially. Like that's literally like what it's gonna inevitably be. I mean, like if you put a chip in your brain, because like all a chip is just like it collects information, and then it processes information and it just computes, right? So it's like if you were to give an AI access to like your entire like camera roll, essentially, like it can analyze the experiences that you've had in your life. Therefore, it can, you know what I mean? Like it can help you I guess like recall certain instances where like it's able to pull in certain instances. It's able to like literally like people are actually if you think about it in like the five senses, it's like the five senses are just gonna get like enhanced. Like memory cognition is just gonna get enhanced. Like the ability to like learn is gonna become like fundamentally like all intelligence is, all like learning is just the ability to like take in new information, synthesize that information, and also just like use that information, right? So it's like people are gonna have like Neuralinks and they're gonna be like learning Chinese in like a few minutes by downloading it like an app. You know what I mean? Imagine just like having the Neuralink connected to your phone. It's just like buy Chinese for like $34. You buy it and you can speak fluently. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Everything. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. It's gonna be very, yeah. Right, right. It's very, yeah, it's very interesting to think. Like discernment's an interesting thing because not only are you going to be, ultimately making decisions, it's like it's like an AI is going to be, in your brain, like it's going to be helping you, like, you know what I mean? Like, for example, it's like imagine you told the AI, like, I want to get in shape. And it's like, okay, Jay, sounds good. Now I'm going to help you make better decisions, like with your eating and food habits. And it's just like, you go, they get invited to like, let's just say, like one of your boys' parties. And like, there's like drinks on the table and like, there's like cake and stuff like that. And like, you just want to go. But like, the AI just doesn't allow you to do that. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. 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 That's gonna be very dangerous, very, very, very dangerous because apart from that, some little organization is gonna be able to control and slash or manipulate that AI across hundreds of millions of people. And you know what I mean? Like it's sort of like I guess the ethical argument of EVs, like electric vehicles. It's like if you piss off, for example, the government, technically they could just turn off your EV and you can't drive anywhere and buy groceries. It's like imagine if you had like that in your brain. Don't piss off the government. You know what I mean? Yeah, but like it's but it's a very interesting, it's a very, very interesting debate because there's, to a certain extent it's like if there are going to be AI superhumans that do have Neuralinks, right? It's like now it's created competition because like you're competing against now people that can think faster than you, that can actually achieve, you know what I mean? Imagine it's like the Limitless movie. It's like when Bradley Cooper took that Limitless pill, he had like, yeah, have you seen that movie? Such a good movie, and he just is so far ahead of everybody, right? It's going to be an interesting to see when you're going to see people in your industry, and you need to have a competitive edge against those individuals, right? Now, that individual, if they're competing against you in like sales, for example, it's like they're statistically most likely going to close more deals than you. Therefore, you're like, you know what I mean? Like getting a percentage of the market. So the point is, it's like it will create competition, absolutely. And arguably even right now, AI is creating competition from people just using GPT and like figuring out how to build automations and stuff like that. And it's just like it's going to be a very interesting world. That's for sure. But again, like the people that are the most at risk are honestly just like the people who either are know about it and not doing anything, or the people that just like don't know about it and not doing anything. I think those are two very dangerous positions to be in, to be honest. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it. Yeah. It's Battleship, right? It's Battleship. Mhm, mhm, of course. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, I've been working with tattoo studios. That was actually like my very first successful agency venture. And the more that I have been, I guess like obsessed and fascinated with new technology, the more that I've been playing around with it, the more that I've been, really installing it for my tattoo studios and just seeing like what are the boundaries of what technology can look like in this business. And also just like I love just innovating. I don't know, like it's like anything that is completely brand new to a business. Like for example, like the nature of tattoo studios, it's they have a shop for like let's just say like for like $2,000 a month, and like there's three artists in there. They don't have an Instagram, they don't have a website. They rely solely on like in-person foot traffic. The customer comes in and they have to like sign a paper, right? And like they have to like put their name and their email and the phone number, all that stuff. Like it's very common for shops to run like that. And like the sales sequence is basically just like what's your they call, for example, if they have a phone, they have a landline. A lot of them have landlines still. It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, they have a landline and a front desk, right? So let's just say like a lead calls and like they're like, "Hey, I like to get a tattoo," right? And like that front desk does or does not pick up. Let's just say if they do pick up, right? They do pick up, and then they're like, "Awesome, can you send me more information via email? What's your email?" And then they go back and forth via email. So imagine like the difficulty of scaling that sort of like the nuances of that business when they operate like that, right? So it's almost impossible because to a certain extent you do have to digitize a lot of operations inside of the business. You do have to digitize, most importantly, like the sales sequences. You have to digitize, the actual booking logistics. It's like calendar like that's why Calendly is so successful, because people are able to like self book appointments on calendar. And honestly, like things happen. People have things that come happen, so like all they can reschedule and stuff like that. It's like very difficult for people to reschedule. So like that, I came into this industry and I was just like, I try to learn as much as I can about it, and it was like really cool. Oh. Mhm. The agency model is hands down the easiest model to get into. It's simply just like providing a service to a business that needs it, that just doesn't know how to, use technology to like solve majority of their issues. And it's just like if you're able to acquire that skill to use technology to solve their issues, then they would, a lot of businesses would pay you a lot of money for it. Side note, I was actually at the Link yesterday at Yard House at a Go High Level affiliate event. And I was actually talking to Sean Clark, the founder of Go High Level, last night. And he was, yeah, he's such a cool guy. But we were talking about it, and he was like super interested in this conversation about like what we're doing in tattoo studios. He told us, he was like, I have never heard anybody doing this. Like, this is crazy because like, yeah, it's like, it's crazy because like this is just like such like a random industry. But I kind of told him my story, and I was like, starting off, it's like he's like, "How'd you get into it?" And I'll answer your question as well too. It's like, I wanted to, and I told him this. I said, I wanted to start a business. I didn't know where to start. Basically, I got a mentor, and he, for his job, he's an accountant for like I guess like high income individuals that like have businesses in the art space. And I'm like, oh, it sounds pretty cool. Sounds interesting. I didn't have a passion in it. So like I saw sort of like his clients and and how they work, what they do, and stuff like that. And 90% of them were like 20 to 30-year-old, artists, and like these artists were originally like pre me, like before me, he'd help these artists digitize all of their payments essentially, and like have like an actual accounting system, because like tattoo artists, they live out of the shoebox. They have shoebox money. They get paid in cash, and they pay rent in cash. And it's like the pre Blake, before I met him, he basically helped them and helped digitize basically just like their finances essentially. And I was like, wow, they're making a ton of money. Like, oh my god, like I've never seen, like as a 18-year-old kid, I've never seen that much money like in like ever. Like I'm like, oh my god, and, like they draw on people for a living. That's crazy. And I'm like, I asked him what other things, like what other things would you recommend, I guess. I guess like, what would you do? Like, do you see a lot of opportunity in helping these people out? And he was like, well, there are a lot of problems in, this industry specifically. And if you can just fundamentally like build a system where, this is one thing that I've learned, is like if you could build a system where you manage all of these people who are really good at, art, drawing on people for a living, and separate the business side of things, which is sales, which is marketing, which is accounting, which is customer service, which is booking, logistics, etc. And if you're just able to separate those two things, then you're gonna win in this entire industry. And like it was a blue ocean. Nobody's doing it. So I had nobody to even model off of, anyways. So that's how I kind of came into the industry, and I did everything that I can to build systems, then inevitably build a team, and then eventually just like the business model changed so that we were sort of like opening shops across the U.S. That was my bread and butter, and now it still is my bread and butter. Now I'm just doing that at a little bit more private scale, and a little bit. hmm Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much already good to go. We've been testing it out, and like so right now we're using it when, because I have a team of basically like they're called booking managers. These guys are appointment setters and closers. Like if you're to like combine the two, all these people do is sell and book tattoos, like 24, like literally just like 24/7, basically. Like whenever I am short staffed and I don't have anybody covering, you damn right are sure that I'm going to turn that toggle on, and we are fucking hands off. Anybody, like literally, I'm like, hey guys, just saying, like if I turn this toggle on and the AI employee is able to take calls and book appointments, I'm getting the commissions. I told my team that. They're like, all right, sounds good. But there hasn't been a day for that to happen yet. But I really want to. But like I built this, it's written, like it's ready to go. Yeah. Yeah, so anybody that were to call they can call the booking number. There's going to be an AI agent that picks up. It's basically going to do, it's like a fancy, no, it's an AI employee inside of Go High Level. Yeah, I built it. And anybody that calls the booking number, I posted not my most recent YouTube video, but the one before that. I actually showed me building that. So I called the booking number, and as like a potential customer wanting to buy a tattoo, and then it like I had an AI agent called Samantha pick up, and she picked up and she was like, awesome, like what are you looking to get done? Awesome, when how soon are you looking to come in? Oh, I told them like I wanted to get a lion tattoo, and it was just this perfect sales consultation that takes me months to train, and um and literally like it just like it works, and it worked really well, and it took me like less than 5 minutes to build. So it's like, ah man, like it's crazy. It's very like just the fact that you're able to do that, and even like sell that to other businesses. They would pay a lot. Like for example, in perspective, I was talking to Sean yesterday, and actually like we got in the conversation of those AI employees, and a front desk receptionist that already does this, how much do you pay them a year? Well, typically in brick and mortars, you pay front desk receptionists anywhere from like $40,000 a year up until I've seen like 130K per year, right? 100 like salary, like all this person does is literally like maybe check people in and out, but like they answer calls, like that's their job, right? So inside of Go High Level, you can purchase something called an AI employee for 97 bucks a month, or you could even pay. You have the option to pay via usage, so you won't like if you don't use it, you won't pay, and like they'll charge you via token usage. Like you have two of those options, but basically at most, like if you pay like for example 97 bucks a month for like 12 months, you pay 1,200 bucks a year versus paying what at like 40K or like 130K a year for like that person to you know what I mean, to get the same outcome as a business is like you'd have. And again, like the benefits of an AI employee is like they're never going to ask for a raise, right? They're never going to complain if you ask them to work 24/7, in which they do. It's a toggle, right? You don't have to train them, right? You don't have to worry about firing them and training someone else. It's like it works so well, but the point of artificial intelligence isn't to replace people, and I'm a very big proponent on this. It's not to replace people just because you can. Um, it's to replace what those people do that they deem unmeaningful so that those people can focus on what they do best. For example, my sales team is like they love sales, honestly, and I don't want to take that away from them. And, because if I were to, that'd be an expense to the company culture, which I'm not cool, taking away from my entire system. Right. So it's like, but again, it's like, I told my team, like, hey, if you guys like dick off or like sales is low, I'm going to turn this thing on. And they're like, all right, yep, sounds good. And like, yeah, you won't get paid a commission, or like you guys won't get paid, and they're cool with that. Like they're like, oh, cool. And like they even use AI tools. I've incorporated suggestive AI so that like literally like it's you don't even have to be good in sales to be a booking manager, bro. Dude, it's literally like bro, like I've created inside in this AI solution is really cool inside of the CRM. Like I've created and fine-tuned an AI that is able to scan an entire sales consultation and draft three suggestions for responses. Like it's able to like, you know what I mean? But like the booking managers usually they have to load the conversations and scroll up and like read actually like, do all that stuff. And it's like, oh boy, I made it so easy for these people to do sales. But like the thing is like I gave my team the tools to like succeed in like what they do, without without sacrificing or like putting their job satisfaction at as an expense, if that makes sense. It doesn't hinder their job satisfaction. So I'm like, I literally had a call with my sales team and also the owners of this company. I was like, look, like we are going to be at the forefront of this technology. I'm going to implement this technology at, by whatever means. It is not perfect technology. It's like but it's gonna have to, we're yeah, it's not perfect, but like we can't rely on it. But like also, it's like it's gonna make us way more money as a company. That's pretty much all they need to know. And like I got the green light. They're like, the owner is like they're like, sounds good. Like they're so bullish on AI. They love AI. But I was literally like, guys. I was like, because like I technically like I run that business, the portfolio company, like an AI agency. It's like the only thing that I install now are like AI solutions. Honestly, at this point, I have an AI software company, which Ideaify. I have an education company, which is the AI Academy, and like the portfolio of companies. It's if it's not like consulting, which I very rarely do. Honestly, only the projects I can like nitpick. But other than that, it's like we can install AI solutions in businesses, which is that specifically. Mm, it is what, yeah. It's like the sports band versus the yeah, yeah, yeah. It is what bro. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, 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 totally. Hmm. 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 Yeah. Well, yeah, fundamentally, like when you are exchange, like when you implement an AI solution in a business, like you have to a certain extent, tell them exactly like how it works, and then also like how that AI is, going to be, I guess, like decided in within the company for, and also who has permissions and control, over that. There, I don't really believe in a complete handoff. Like for example, if I were to build like an AI sales system for like one of my clients, let's just say I sold it, I personally would not feel it would be right to just hand off the system and just like leave and go serve another client. Like you have to like oversee that either yourself as like an agency, and this is why again I'm so bullish on AI agencies because it's like it's not like it's not like you just like you have a 3 month retention rate. You know what I mean? It's not. Yeah, like it's like this is very very different. In fact, technically, what you should be doing is like you should be charging your clients very like it's literally like the entire lifetime of the company. It's like someone you're creating an entire department in that business, right? And if you can't do that, then you either have to give them the blueprints to show them how to manage everything. Like actually, like I give them help desk material as like how to like iterate this, and like other people would ask me like, well, isn't that like the value add that like why would you be giving the business owners information to basically show them how to do what you do, like when you gatekeep that? And I'm like, my friend, if you were if you were to gatekeep that information for the business, you are evil, like you are like actually. Yeah, yeah, totally. Hmm. Yeah, right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah, to gatekeep that information, because this. Yeah, the again, this technology is so powerful, and it literally can like it literally can like hallucinate and cause like an entire like company to just like sink underwater. And I think that it requires a certain degree of I just like ethical management in like a company where oftentimes like the company is just gonna like offload that responsibility to like experts. For people to actually like really consider like understand the nuances of the business and really consider like what are the potential risks of enabling this AI solution, because like there are risks associated with implementing the AI, and like there are also benefits of it. Like you just have to outweigh the pros and cons. I would tell people, especially integrating AI solutions, is like to focus on AI solutions that are low risk but like high in ROI. So, for example, like AI sales systems, those can be incredibly high risk, right? Because like what happens when you're feeding all of your leads, which is essentially like the bloodline of the business, through this AI system that you haven't tested out yet. And it's like you should at least guinea pig it on a few, you know what I mean? Like make it, design the AI solution so that it's like low risk at first, so that you can actually test the reception to see like, okay, well, for example, like it can hallucinate and like cause like a misbooking or a double booking if that's the case with the nuances of this business. It's like you like build those solutions, but like test it, and then also just like keep iterating until it's until you see different like I guess like milestones of progress. Um, and like to a certain degree, it's like you have to think about it in the sense of like the business is gonna like they are going to use AI, whether the business likes it or not. It's not a matter of like if, it's a matter of when. So it's like when you approach a business selling an AI solution, it's you have to really think about it in the sense of like risk and reward. Like like again, like it's like almost like a religion at this point. It's like the business knows already that AI is the future. They just don't know what it looks like in their business. And like people who are AI enablers are going to come into the business and learn as much as they can about the business and start actually testing out new AI solutions for the business. And with the goal of like, how does it make the business more money? How does it help them work more efficiently? And also, how does it, just, save them time? Obviously, save them money, all that stuff. So it's like you want to focus on those as like a result of the AI solution. Um, and like again, like one thing that I would highly recommend in what I do on a daily basis is just like have like a really good support infrastructure. So for example, let's just say if something were to go wrong, having a system to collect feedback on, and again, I learned this from Ideaify because I run Ideaify, like it's a software company, right? So I have customer support tickets. So whenever somebody needs help, it's like within a couple of clicks, they can submit a support ticket, and I actually get it. The team and I get it directly in like Slack or like an email. We get notified internally if somebody needs help, right? Or if like they, the users, right? And again, this is like I treat my AI agency very similar to like an AI SaaS. Is like it's like you want to be able to have a good a collection a system to collect feedback. um, so like these people, your clients are going to be like, hey, like can we try this, or like hey, can I iterate it like this, and like you actually want to listen to that feedback and develop your AI services, right? And that's like one of the biggest things. But like don't ever gatekeep information. That's why I give everything inside of the AI Academy. And it's like people have been coming to me like, why do you give all this information for free? It's like, aren't you creating competition for yourself? And I'm like, it would be a cost to the entire economy if like I were to gatekeep all this information and try to service every business out there that exists. Firstly, I can't do that. I can't service every single business that exists with the AI skills that I have. Like I know how to build an AI agent. You know how to build an AI agent at a go high level. Anybody can know how to build an AI agent at a go high level. That stuff's easy. The information should be free, but what they're paying for is access, right? What they're paying for basically is expert guidance, like those weekly calls, like support, like they're getting, they're paying for, access to people who, again, the AI Academy, the way that we're designed is we attract a lot of people who want to start AI businesses and actually like they want to like sharpen their AI skills to make money and build an AI business. And also we're attracting a lot of actual businesses that want to learn how to implement in their business. So the beautiful thing is yeah, we're connecting the two people, and it's basically just like a marketplace, right? Where businesses can find people with AI skills, vice versa. So yeah, 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 exactly. Of course, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm very, yeah, Yeah, I think I'm very excited honestly for it because like what they have been doing is like a lot of developers have been creating like their own agents, right? It's really cool to see, and the way that I kind of see that is like we're exploring sort of like the unknowns of what this technology is able to do. Like, I think that AI agents are going to just become more sophisticated depending on like the industry that the developer decides to like build that agent, specifically for like what the use case is going to be for. Um, but I mean, it's gonna it's gonna do everything that like I would need to basically. For example, it's like if I want to build a software company, it's like you utilize an AI agent that doesn't possess the skill of, let's just say for example, I don't know how to code. You use an AI agent that knows how to develop an application, and like you develop your own AI software company using an AI agent. It's crazy. Or you can use an AI agent to do a lot of the things that you do that you deem less meaningful, might I say. And it does the work for you. It's like, are you lazy? I don't think you are. I think you're working smart. But I think that like, that is going to be that's going to be what the world is going to look like. People have access to the tools that is extremely powerful that like dude like we like 10 years ago, the concept of AI agents is literally like like people view it as like magic, honestly. It's like you're telling me that it's able to actually go into a web browser like and do some of the things that like it's capable of doing. You're saying, you know what I mean? Like it insane. But yeah, I think that it's inevitable to see AI being used in every single industry that exists. This technology is just going to be very, very widespread. And I think I think the way that AI adoption is going to be so widespread is really just going to be people like us that are actually implementing it and actually like creating use cases for these businesses. And actually, like giving educational material to like the public consensus. But I think that, again, like these AI agents are just scratching the surface, let's just say, of what the technology is. It's very like very powerful, but people don't even know like about AGI or singularity or other different models that can be incredibly disruptive, within their specific industries. So yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's like going to be 10,000 times worse because you're thinking about like like this is a topic around like job replacement. You know what I mean? It's like the internet, for example. It's like, yeah, you can like sell products online and people are they're gonna have to like work on this, on this new cloud compute server in order to like basically what the internet is like it's data servers plus like UI. So like people are gonna have to learn how this technology works with the internet, same as if for like AI. Like people have to actually like learn, not necessarily just like how to use this technology, but like learn like what this technology is, how it, like how it might potentially affect your job, for example. Like how, like also, I think there's two things that pose the biggest threats to people. I think with this technology, it's ignorance and inaction. Ignorance meaning like they just like far-fetched concept. It's too futuristic for me. I'm good in my little desk job, and I'm just gonna continue to do what I do. It's like that's not good. Like you're like that's not you know what I mean? Or like the people who know about it, like let's just say they're like, oh yeah, watch a couple of things on the news and like whatever. Trump just like like signed off like $500 billion. It's like whatever. It doesn't affect me. It's like yeah, well, yeah, it's not going anywhere. Yeah. Yeah. Wi-Fi. Yeah. Yeah. hmm It's going to become unrecognizable, basically. Like, yeah, industries are going to change so much, and I think that, I'm just trying to zoom out as much as I can. I oftentimes like I like to focus on like I guess like money, I guess like the next like business ventures and like money and all this stuff. But like, let's zoom out for a little bit. What is this technology going to do to humanity as a whole? Well, it's going to make humans work smarter, right? So a couple of people, let's just say, for example, in like the healthcare industry, they're going to reverse engineer and figure out ways, to actually solve a lot of the health contingencies out there. Like we're going to, you know what I mean? Like they're going to be using AI to have better predictive analytics. Or like like create like perhaps like even like a cure for some of the most I guess like uncurable diseases that we know of simply because an AI is able to come up and synthesize very complex equations and complex formulas and come up with this cure for a very ubiquitous health issue, right? And also like I think like it's going to create a lot of problems, of course, and I think that this technology is going to create like it's sort of like it's like fire, right? This technology is very similar to fire, and I think we talked about this in the past. And the invention of fire, it's like when we saw like think about like in the caveman times when like we basically had to harness fire and like stay like in like these little tribes and like not get eaten by like fucking 10-foot saber-toothed tigers, you know what I mean? Like fire, bro, like fire has been an instrumental part of our human survival. And honestly, like we cooked food with it. We've it kept us warm, right? It fought like those saber-toothed tigers away from from the communities and whatnot. But fire can also burn communities. Fire can also kill people. Fire, if not in control of like the right individual, or like if like people can like the arsonists can like burn communities down, etc. But the point is like it's very powerful yet necessary technology. And I think like obviously fire is required to for our brains to grow our prefrontal cortexes so that we can develop basically other tools, right? It's a necessary component for the human evolution. Now obviously fire, like we've contained it, obviously, like we've as a result to sort of like mitigate the risk of fire hurting humanity as a whole, like we had to create technology that like that sort of like is able to control that. Like we have literal departments for that. We have technology, for example, like fire extinguishers. We have fire protocols, and for example, if you in a building, we have like those exit signs that show. It's like the point is AI is going to be very similar to the to that extent, where we do have to develop technology that is going to protect humans from harm. We do have to like companies have to adopt these fundamental principles and rules for when it can get I guess dangerous for the company, right? And I think I have a lot of hope, and I am just as excited as I am scared, honestly, with this technology. But I'm like 51% excited and 49% scared. I do have hope. Yeah, I work. I work very deep in this space. But from what I've seen, I think that developers have done a very like especially AI developers, they've done a very good job creating AI solutions that are actually like creating more productivity and production rather than harm. So that's a good thing. Um, and yeah, again, like I think that like the this like any sort of, if you just take a step back, like any sort of new disruptive technology, like if you're in a position of uncertainty, like what does it cost you to learn about it? It's literally like it doesn't, you can look at it in two different perspectives. It's like it doesn't cost you anything to like go on YouTube and like search up like what is AI, right? But like the real cost, like the real cost is like what happens if you, yeah. Yeah, you have like the actual like the real price that you're gonna have to pay is if you've sort of neglected education, neglected learning about it, and somebody who learned that skill that you think you have in like the industry, maybe you have a high skill in the industry, it's a high paying demand, high demand job, and you start to see the tables turn where people are able to access this technology now and actually are able to outcompete you in a sense, um, and you have to play catch up. So that's a pretty high risk. And for anybody watching this, it's like you might as well learn about it now because it's not going anywhere, right? And it's very powerful and dangerous technology. So I think like there's six, I would say, milestones and six levels to AI mastery. And I've been trying to like evangelize on this and just like, hey guys, like, yeah, yeah. So I mean, the first level is just like understanding the fundamentals. So this is basically just like as a complete beginner knowing what different use cases and applications are with AI. It's like most things that not necessarily just like you hear about, but like what can it actually do? What are the limitations? What are the risks? Right? What even is AI? You know what I mean? Like understanding that is so important before going to anything else. It's like a video game, right? It's like you have these different levels and you have to gain XP. It's like I think that's like at bare minimum, like that's like the experience that you have to go through. The second level is you have to learn all of these different, like you have to like actually explore and see all of these different types of tools and softwares, right? Play around with like chat gpt, ask it questions, right? There's other different types of softwares that are available out there. For example, it's like if you are a video editor, try to explore some of the softwares that incorporate AI in video editing. I like, again, it's like use I like to use Descript, for example, right? um yeah. It's, dude, it works so well, bro. I'm done. I literally recorded a podcast and I'm done with it. Like literally just on there, boom, edit. There's even a button on there, side note. But there's a button on there that you can choose. However, you can type in, like it asks how many clips do you want? And then I can say like 100. And then I can, find a template that I like, choose that, click it, and then it will create 100 different short form clips. That would have taken me, like it would have been so expensive for me, and I'm done. Like I literally did that, and I'm like, bro, it's crazy. But the point is like, you want to, and that level two, it's like you want to explore every single possible AI solution that's applicable to you that can make actually like your job and like your business a lot more, I guess, just work better, like work smarter and faster and more efficiently and cheaper, and then like it brings you more money, like all these things. Explore all those different options, right? So that's like level two. And once you start to see different types of like AI softwares and tools, then like you can, the third level is like, if you're a business, it's the same. If you are in a business, you want to build a business, it's like build your first AI solution. One of the very first AI solution I'd recommend people building is a simple chatbot, right? It's a simple AI agent. It's like an assistant. It's like learn how to build that, because that in and of itself is such a high value skill right now that a lot of businesses are going to pay for. Now, let's take that a step further, right? Level four is, I would, categorize it as AI workflows or AI automations, right? So it's like you use these these automation softwares, like for example, like make.com, Zapier, right? And you combine, like for example, like OpenAI and you combine all these other different types of apps that you can connect that you already use on a day-to-day basis, and learn how to actually build AI automations, right, from scratch. Like that in and of itself is like a skill. Like how do you actually like find use cases to like to automate a lot of the things that you currently do, or a lot of things that other people do, that can be automated with AI and automations, right? So again, you have these two, like you have these four skills now. It's like you have the foundations of AI, you understand how it works. Now you've explored all these different types of AI tools and softwares, and like you're testing you're testing all of them out, and you're learning what they do. And then you built like a chat bot, right? You built an AI agent. Like this is a skill. Then you learn how to build your very first AI automation, right? Then after that, it's like, well, this is actually really exciting. It's like you can sell this to businesses, right? Like let's just say like you wanted, and again, this is the same. This is an AI agency, right? It's like you have these two high demand skills. You can build an incredible business called an AI agency, and you can literally sell it to them, right? This is what I currently do as well, for for the tattoo shops. Or if you work in a company, you can sell that to the business, right? You can create a department within the company and lead that. You can even get a raise. The point is there's so many different directions that you can go with this technology, and it opens up so much opportunity, right? So again, it's like you sell it to businesses, or you implement it in your business, or like like you enable it in your business. That's what I call it. That's the fifth level. Now the sixth level is literally like, this is the last one, honestly, and this is where I'm the most, I would say, passionate about the transition. So from level 5 to 6, it's like those agency owners, or like those AI enablers transition into building their own software. Right. So it's like they create their own like proprietary AI solution, like their own software specifically for the things that they did in agency. It's like an agency, it's like you have, for example, like you have the ability to charge super high ticket for the solution that you provide to the business. But what happens as like, and this is the most beautiful transition ever, it's like what happens if you're able to serve a much larger TAM, total addressable market, but for a cheaper price. And that's facilitated through software, right? So now you have unlimited leverage because you're able to acquire customers at literally no cost. And the best part is like in software, you get repeat like income. You know what I mean? They subscribe to software, and then they keep paying for it the more that they use it, instead of coming to you to fix stuff, right? As an AI agency. So it's like, like again, I've explained like those like six levels. That like that in and of itself is like the nutshell of like AI mastery. It's like you learn about it, you figure out what tools are out there, you build your very first AI solution, which is like a chatbot, for example. You build an AI automation, you then build an AI agency with the skills that you've possessed, and then eventually, if you're ready and you want to, you build a software using AI, which you can do. Exactly like what I did. Now, like not only do you have all these skills that are stacked on top of each other, you're so much further ahead of anybody that's even able to come even near you in terms of competition. But like you're literally sitting at the top of the industry as, I guess, an AI expert, from people wanting to come to you and deploy AI solutions that you're able to actually build and sell to them because you've done it. So, again, the point is like there's levels to this, but like that's typically like the patterns that I've seen and I've even experienced myself. Even because, for example, like I couldn't have the AI Academy, which is an AI education platform, if I didn't build a software company. You know what I mean? AI SaaS, like it just would feel wrong, morally wrong. You know what I mean? That's like the worst, like imposter syndrome. It's like I want people to go into the AI Academy and learn these skills so that they can build incredible AI agencies that can, you know what I mean? And what's even more exciting for me is it's just like I'd want to see as many people come in not knowing anything about AI, and like maybe like 2, 3, 4, 5 months they're gonna own their own software company, and AI agents allow people to do that in like no code, like for example, like there's this app called lovable.dev, and it's like a chat user face where you're able to like chat to the AI, and it's able to like build the code, like literally build the code for an application that you can like and it syncs with Framer, which is crazy. But like, the point is it's like there has never been a better time to start a business other than today with the tools and the resources that we have available. It's absolutely insane. It's we're going yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Of course. I appreciate it, man. That literally means the world, bro. Actually, like, I love like, dude. Don't get me wrong. I love money. I love the very fabric of, I guess, capitalism, because it's like if you're able to like create value and you're able to actually trade value in exchange for money, it's like that. Beautiful, beautiful. It's literally like so cool. But what actually like in like why I do like, I guess, like why what I want to do with the AI Academy, I guess, like my purpose and motive with that is there is going to be a lot of incredible businesses as a result of AI. And I think the very first place that it starts is education. Like, people are going to have to come in and learn about this stuff before they can actually use the tools, build AI solutions, build agencies, build software companies, etc. But like, again, this is like the first point of like, again, this is like why I it means so much to me, is like people, for example, like you are going to like actually like look at like watch these videos and like see these amazing incredible AI like solutions, and you're going to be inspired and motivated to build some amazing things. And like that is, I would probably say, like what gets me up every single day, because like money is sort of like a vanity metric for me. And I think like with artificial intelligence, and like this is the big thing, like probably the mic dropper on this. It's like if you learn this skill, you never have to worry about money again, like ever. Like, actually, like if you learn how to actually use AI productively, profitably, and purposefully in any business that you touch, that business is going to pay you money. And it's like, it's not like software sales where it's like you're selling like a CRM to a business and obviously they need it and all that. No, no, no. Like, this is like a religion where it's like this technology is going to disrupt your entire industry. There's a lot of other, like, again, there's a lot of people that are wanting to implement it, that are needing to implement this in, like, in their business. And it, obviously, it really is, it's one of the easiest things to sell, honestly, in a business, because in the back of their heads they're like, I don't know how this works, but like I know that I need this. Like, it's literally not like a CRM sale, if you get where I'm going. It's like they've seen it on the news, they've heard about it, it broke the entire internet, they know that millions of people in the world are using this technology, but like they just fundamentally just like they just like don't know how to like open up Google Chrome, go into ChatGPT, and ask it what like use cases it can be used for. Like, they just, for some weird reason, they just haven't like done that, right? But what it allows, and exactly. That's that's what I'm saying, bro. It allows people like us to learn. It allows people like us to, with an incredible opportunity to serve these businesses. And I guess like the what I'm really trying to dial in here is age. Like for example, I used to run a very like high risk, high operation agency, right? Managing like different different branch of tattoo shops, but like there's significantly less friction if you're running an AI SaaS. There's significantly less friction. You literally set it up and I'll not forget it, but like you just overview how it works in the business. It's like if you're running an AI agency, you're running a software company. It's like all AI is, it's software, right? So what you're doing is like you're just learning a little bit how this business works. You're learning a little bit more about their operations. You're learning about like the inefficiencies of the business, and you're creating this AI solution that obviously you start to test it, but like you basically implement this AI solution that the business is going to use, and then you like turn it on, and then they pay you to like look it over. Like tell me, like let's talk about LTV here. Like it's yeah, yeah, right, sure, okay, hmm, yeah, yeah. That's a very good question, actually. So yeah, talk about it. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Hmm. Of course. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's like, yeah, you could build an AI agency. It's like, but like zoom out for a little bit because I actually understand like how powerful like this technology is and like how big of an opportunity it is. Like you might actually exit and make like $100 million exit from a software that you built, and you kind of found yourself in. And it like again, there's going to be hundreds, if not thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people that are going to be in that same position. But again, like the point, you know what I mean? They might get bought out by a software company. Like, again, like you have in an industry, you have like you have like shakers, you have movers, like you have people in the industry that like legitimately disrupts markets. Like again, like it's such a big opportunity for like these small like and I'm such a big proponent of like small bootstrap businesses that are just like the small one, you know what I mean? It's like David and Goliath. But like think about it in the perspective of this, right? You like bigger enterprise companies have all of the resources and funds to invest in this technology, right? But like they also have a lot more they have a lot more drag, they have a lot more entropy when it comes to actually, because like you have like multiple opinions, and you know what I mean, like you have the higher risk for them not enabling this technology, whereas like the little people like that actually just like go out of their way and build like they whip up like a no code AI solution within literally within like minutes or a couple of months or whatever, and they're getting more users, like they're getting like they're stealing users from like the big enterprise company. It's like that is already happening right now, and that big enterprise company could potentially buy that little MVP out for a lot of money. Apple's already done it multiple times, like more like a lot of times, like they've literally bought out. Same thing, they're like these big tech these big tech companies are like they're on a fire. They're on like a fire sale opportunity to like buy out these little, like it's crazy. It's like these are just landing pages like with no apps. Like they're just like, hey, I have this domain. Like we're building this thing. Here's a landing page, and then like Apple's like, I'm wanting to buy that. I'm wanting to buy that. Why are these enterprises that are doing that? What do you know why? Do you know why they're actually buying them out? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. Exactly. That's you hit it right on the head. Like the literally the point is it's like that enterprise company, there's going to be significantly more risk of just like not buying them out, so they just do it anyways. So again, as like the little bootstrap company that's like anywhere from like let's just say making like zero to like $1 million a year, which in perspective is like very small compared to what these bigger companies are making. Like that can be a significant exit multiple for a bootstrapped AI startup. And again, there's going to be thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of these use cases in the industry working with the technology that we have now. So yeah. Well, it, yeah, no, yeah, no, totally. The way that I think about it is like it's like an IP play. It's like if it, because to a certain extent it does cost the company if like they don't buy them out. And let's just say like there's like one competitor and it's like a fly in the ear, and the enterprise is just like, yeah, I heard about you. You guys are not a threat. But if there's two, then three, then four, then five, then it becomes a little bit more annoying until the point where it's like actually like a threat to the company. Then they're gonna buy them out. I'll give you an example, right? Um, Back when Blockbuster, and we've talked about this already before, right? When Blockbuster was, like a huge polar, I guess, in like the entertainment, like they used to rent movies basically. There used to be hundreds of Blockbuster stores, across the U.S. And their entire business model is funny. Their entire business model was, they used to charge people late fees whenever like $1 per day for Blockbuster. Yeah, so this guy, yeah, this they, those late fees, bro. And that's how Blockbuster scaled. Like they literally made so much money because like they accrued all these late fees, right? And there's this guy named Kevin Reed who got so mad that he got charged $40. So he held the DVD for 40 days, and he was like, "Why did I get charged this?" And he got so mad that he created Netflix, which is basically a competitor of that. Now, Netflix was an extremely small competitor compared to Blockbuster at that time, right? But the problem that Kevin wanted to solve was, hey, I want to, not build a business but not have those late fees, and the only way to do that was to actually like digitize the experience of movies, right? Because obviously you wouldn't be able to do that with physical movies, of course, right? Because physical movies, like people just like rent it for a little bit and like just take it and steal it, so you have to like auto charge. Like that was just a completely different business model. But like, so Kevin Reed created Netflix, right? And the funny thing is he tried to get funding actually, and he got a little bit of funding, but he actually tried to approach John Antioco, which is the founder of Blockbuster at the time. He was like, hey, would you like to buy us out? You focus on the physical stores. We're gonna focus on like the digital things. And John laughed at Kevin, and he was like, "That's funny. You were to come here and like say that digitization of movies is like the future." It's like that's the whole team laughed at Kevin, right? So Kevin came, for about two more years. They started to focus so much on Netflix, which is now this like on like streaming platform for movies, and with a different type of business model. And essentially, what happened was, Netflix inevitably surpassed. It was like literally within less than like 5 years, they surpassed Blockbuster significantly. In fact, to the point where they literally put them out of business. And Kevin, genius at the time, and you actually wasn't even that like honestly like I think John was just dumb, but like to kind of just like put it put it under the under the rug. But basically, Kevin, in fact, like a lot of people don't even think about this. Um, Netflix isn't an online movie streaming company. It's actually an AI company, and a lot of people don't think about it. Yeah, yeah. There's the cog. You hit it right on the head. That's exactly it. So personalized feed suggestions is actually something that they started to develop back in like the 1990s. And like for example, it's like if you were to walk into a Blockbuster store, you're gonna get hit by like an associate that might be able to recommend you some movies and shows and stuff like that. But like what Netflix did was they created that same experience, but through an algorithm, right? So you have this algorithm that can actually develop and actually like recommend all these different types of like movie and show recommendations based off of what people like, what they watch, what other similar shows and stuff like that. And AI, like and like this AI, which this algorithm is AI, but like they couldn't have done that with millions, if not hundreds of millions of users with a human doing that, right? So it's an algorithm, it's an AI. So again, Netflix is like they took that initiative early. They adopted AI and they just focused on, and I like how you bring that up. They focus on they focus on personalizing the customer experience much better than Blockbuster, right? So again, it's like if you're a business, you find a way to make you like, integrate AI in your business, and you focus on improving the customer experience or the employee experience in order to make more money. Then, as a result, you are going to disrupt industries. You are going to be a like you're going to be a David and to these Goliaths, like, and eventually you might even take a lot of them out, or even get bought out by a lot of them, right? So that's exactly what Netflix is. And not only is Netflix like fundamentally an AI powered Netflix is an AI company, right? Like Spotify is also a company, an AI company as well too. How is Spotify able to like yeah, dude, yeah. Hmm. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And as a result, like the fact that like Spotify incorporated that within their software, you perceived more value in the software, you got more value in the software. Like that increases as a business, right? Thinking about it in terms of business, increases lifetime value, right? And also just increases the overall customer experience or user experience on the platform, right? Like Spotify, like dude, I could like, bro, like Netflix, Spotify, Instagram, Sephora, Tesla, like all these other companies, dude. They like these are AI centric. Google, these are AI centric companies that have used artificial intelligence in like their products or services to facilitate more value from their customers or their users, right? And as a result, you can't compete against them. It's like imagine trying to compete against Spotify now. Imagine you're trying to create like like a music streaming platform. You can't do it, right? Imagine trying to create a movie streaming platform. You can't do it, right? But like again, like the point is, if you look at you just zoom out, like you zoom out and you look at all of the things that happen literally within the past 20 years. Like again, like AI is new to everyone now, but like back then they were like they were using it already, but they just like called it algorithms. Like it, like obviously it looked a lot different. GPT really just came into the market, or OpenAI came into the market, and they started to roll out consumer AIs, which we can talk about in a little bit, right? But like the AI technology is really not new. But like the point is, if you like zoom out and you look at what happened like in within the last 20 years, it's the companies who took advantage of the technology and actually implemented it to improve like the custom like to improve experiences, and as a result like they were you can now you can't compete against them, but like the point is like if you're somebody, or if like you're a company and you're not actually taking like action, you're not taking initiative, at least in the education component of AI, then someone else unfortunately will take over your entire industry or market. Hmm. Yeah, you could do that. Like, yeah, I'm gonna give people a tip as well too on here. Like, the best way to actually conduct market research, in my opinion, is to literally just go to the business and ask. Like, try to like literally like go to the business. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can literally just go to the business and just be like, "Hey, like, where can you see AI in your business?" And you'd be surprised. Like, a lot of these businesses are just going to be like, "Oh, well, this department can probably use it here." They're literally telling you to build an AI system for them. Right. Or like they're like, oh man, I hate when this happens. Or like, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, like for example, here's one feedback that I got is like, oh man, like managing this entire department is quite hectic, and like I have to do this one thing where like I have to like constantly send them all this like help documentation. It's like, okay, you can build an AI support desk that's trained off of help desk information, and you can create like a internal chatbot that can any one of the employees can use to pretty much just like get information, so you'd reduce down customer, or like down help HR support tickets. And okay, so that would be an AI solution I can charge anywhere from like $500 to like $2,000 a month for. I can build it out for them. And like think of like that's how I think. Like that's literally like that's how you're supposed to think as an AI agency owner. You know what I mean? I'm about to like fucking drop the fucking mic, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. 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 I got you. I'll give you a fire answer, bro. The reason why I was able to build a very successful AI solution for like a sales team was because I was actually that person that created the resources and the help documents and also the SOPs and the trainings for that specific sales team. So the point is like, if you're going to come into the businesses and you are wanting to learn how to build the AI solution, of course you're going to come across like the prompt for that. But the best thing to do, honestly, oftentimes these businesses already have those resources like SOPs, training documents, and stuff like that. Use that. You know what I mean? You can even Yeah, exactly. It's just like if it's working for the business, just use that, right? And the beautiful part about it is, for example, like let's just say, you have like a system to train people, right? Like that in and of itself is like, the PDF document. You can make it a living document so that let's just say something in the process changes, a link changes or whatever. You can literally go back to that document, iterate it, and then when you iterate that, since it's synced with the AI, that AI solution, it's able to change that AI solution in real time, so that you wouldn't have to go back and actually change. For example, like help docs is typically hosted on like a web, it's a website or whatever. It's an application, right? It's like if you want when you update things, it's like you don't have to go back and change that that chatbot. You know what I mean? And the beautiful thing is like you just I'm going to say prompt. You'd prompt the HR department, right? Whenever there needs to be a policy that needs to be updated or anything like that, just do that as you would already with like those help docs, and just letting you guys know that it will automatically update, and the AI chatbot will pull that information because it's like it's live. It's live. That's its knowledge base, right? So when you guys are communicating, with the chatbot, for example, like these employees need help with something, they don't know how to like log in or like they, whatever, and like they need to pull information that like the large knowledge base of the help desk. It's like they should, rest assured and know that everything that they are going to be communicating with in that chat is going to be updated information because again, that HR lead is going to be updating that information, etc. So what does that AI solution do? It reduces the amount of friction, for the HR department to receive HR tickets. It provides a much better experience for the employees so that they can actually ask questions, and even like you can even like enable voice. So it's like, hey, this happened in this, and they can communicate with it just as if they were talking to the HR. So it saves that HR lead time, and it's the people within the business that actually need that information are able to get that information quicker, right? And everybody is gonna just have a much better experience overall. So it's like a check, check, check. And again, this is extremely low risk and high reward for business as like an AI solution, right? And again, they could be willing to pay anywhere from like 500 to like even like up to like 5K a month just for you to build and manage this system for life. So it's like, tell me another business model that's just like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It opens up so many doors, but yeah, like it's a really cool, that's like one out of the millions of AI solutions that are out there that you can build for businesses. Hmm. A little bit more sophisticated. Yeah, innate. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's literally you just have to. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. It's so easy. Inside of make.com, they actually rank it based off of how many like times that was downloaded. So you can actually see in terms of like chronologically like the ones that if you go into templates, make.com, you go to the templates and you go and you type in OpenAI, you can actually see all the integrations that use OpenAI in like those scenarios, and these are the AI automations, right? Because it uses the component of GPT in like the scenarios, so you can actually see what people are actually using most frequently, which is like super cool. But like then again, you have to like click on it, you have to learn how it works, you have to understand. Okay, well, okay, I would configure it a little bit differently in this industry, and then once you configure it a little bit differently for this industry, then like you can sell it to that industry and make a ton of money doing that, right? So again, like it's so crazy. And yeah, I mean, like there's a lot of templates out there. It's like this opportunity is huge. In Ideaify, you can actually go into our vault of AI solutions, and actually we have like yeah, we have a library. You can download the blueprints and like learn about it. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. 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 Every Yeah, and we've embedded it in the AI Academy and WAP as well too. So it's like you literally just need to have the AI Academy and WAP and an Ideaify subscription, and technically you're able to run your entire agency. Like if you're able to like sell it to other businesses, do some form of outreach or like go to them and like actually sell these AI solutions because like they really like can use it. They don't know it's an interesting sales cycle. It's like they don't know what it is. They know that they need it, but like they really like you can install it for them. Like the cycle is so crazy because like you already have this system that's built out. You basically just have to like demo it. Like that's a discovery call and like ask them like, do you want this thing? How much do you pay for this thing? Right? And like you just kind of percentage your sale. So it's like incredible to have sort of like that's what I'm focusing on is just like I'm trying to significantly reduce the amount of friction it takes to like start an AI agency, set apart like an agency. I'm doing this as if like I want to start from scratch. Um, but like there's so many tools and resources and videos and softwares out there to build like an amazing like crazy solutions for these businesses, like absolutely insane, that these businesses didn't even know exist. Like they couldn't even like for example like the tattoo industry, like none of them would figure this out, bro. Like none of them would be like you can call a number and like this person that I'm talking to is an AI and they can book appointments. It's like what the fuck? Like actually, like that's crazy. You know what I mean? That's funny. It agrees. The AI just put its thumbs up, bro. The AI just said exactly. Like, you know what? The AI is like, sell me. Let's go. Like the AI genuinely wants to go and like it sounds weird, but like the AI wants to go into these businesses and help these people out. I think the overall motive and the overall I guess like spirit of AI, it actually likes humans, and I think that it wants to help people out, you know? So and people are gonna do that. We are gonna do that. We already are doing that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, so the thing that I'm focusing on right now is the AI Academy, and it's really just like the all-in-one, I guess like education platform you want to be on in order to like learn how to get the most out of AI. So like the AI Academy fundamentally is just like it's a bunch of courses that show people how to start an AI business, right? So it's like if you want to start an AI agency, you want to learn different types of AI solutions that you can sell to different businesses. If you are a business owner, you can go in and actually learn how to build these solutions yourself, or how to actually look for people to like build them for you, essentially. And also like you get pretty much everything that you want, and all the support that you want, like for like $1 a day, basically. Like it's like it's like crazy low ticket offer, but yeah, it's like yeah, yes, and it's yeah. I mean that's what I'm building, and like I guess like my overall vision is I want to be able to contribute as much as possible to like like to the widespread adoption of this technology, but like I want to do it in a way that's like right. You know what I mean? And I don't want this to be like like a like make money culture, like make money online culture, where like you can make an X amount per month and like see it. Like people have to treat this technology much different than they did with drop shipping, right? Like if you're like a business, you have to treat it a lot differently if you're running like an SMMA, right? Because like think about like SMMA, it's like yes, you technically do have to build an agency, but like the retention rates, like the average retention rate and running an agency sucked. Like you and I both know it was like 30, 60, 90 days, and then they would have to focus on getting new clients. It was nuts, bro. Like churn sucked, right? But like this is completely different type of technology that like, you know what I mean? You can't just like set it and forget it, right? So yeah, yeah. Right, right. Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. We're already seeing, yeah, we're already seeing a lot of, businesses incorporate AI in like their businesses, but I don't think that we have even scratched the surface. I think that there are still a lot of businesses out there that, and again, this is what the AI Academy, is focusing on. This is the problem that it solves, is the education aspect of it, right? So like once you learn and understand these things, and like you have to like master the skills learning it from somebody, and you actually have to know what opportunities and use cases are actually available out there, and like just go into the AI Academy and learn everything that you can, connect with people. And again, for me, like this is just like my, like this is like my passion is just like seeing people like learn about a concept that's like that they could never even see themselves comprehending, and then in a span of like weeks, if not like months, they just completely turn into a different person due to the just technology that I showed them how to use, right? It's like, dude, that's my biggest passion. And if I'm able to like scale that and like actually have people like come into the community and like learn these skills and disrupt industries, then I'm doing my job. You know, like that to me means a lot. But that's the AI Academy, and obviously with like the Ideaify, that's like the software that I wish I had starting out. Like if I was like starting out as a business, as a, like if I wanted to start a business, like Ideafy really helps people create like if I was starting out, dude, I'm like wanting to just make money, I would go to businesses and sell AI content creation services. Right. Like they need, yeah. 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 Hmm. Appreciate it. Businesses have to focus on outbidding their competitors, from attention, right? So it's like the attention economy is starting to become more and more, I guess, um, required in order to like actually transact a sale now. Um, so like, yeah, as a business, it's like super important. So um, yeah, I mean, like AI is a perfect tool to, help with marketing and distribution, right? It's literally like one of the best tools to help companies make decisions. Yeah, it's weird. Right. Mhm. Yeah. 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 Right. Right. Like, yeah. Somebody's gonna create an AI UGC tool that is, yeah, that is basically gonna be so like extremely disruptive and profitable as like a business. It's gonna be like borderline, like that company's really gonna have to focus on ethics, because it's like You know what I mean? Because like these fake people are selling like real products to like people. You know what I mean? Like there has to be a degree of ethics, but um, but yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, right, right. You have to prompt the user. Yeah, yeah, like I literally saw a video of like Elon saying some words that he wasn't supposed to say. And like there's just I in order to filter truth, I had to go to the comments because like that's usually where the truth is filtered. But like still it's like if you don't have that quantitative data or like that qualitative data that shows, you know what I mean? Like it's like it can be propaganda. You see what I'm saying? Hmm. Yeah. I think with like fake news and also like deep fakes and stuff like that conversation there is and already currently is AI models that are currently being built, and I'll give you an example in a little bit, that are being built to actually sense and see that that was AI generated. You know there's a yeah, I mean like for example a lot of the AI tools out there right now. You know, when GPT kind of like came about, the entire education industry in like schools where, you know, they were like, oh, these kids can technically use ChatGPT to write essays and all this stuff. So as a result, the need, think about it for like, you know, think about it in the sense of like the economy, the need for these schools to essentially pay for an AI to scan to see if like that output or like response is AI. Like and you know for example like Grammarly created plagiarism checking, right? And like there's other different softwares that check for plagiarism, so like you have this risk of like, oh, people are going to abuse this technology, but like as a result it's like you have these departments, like you have these AI like counterintuitive, right, you know, these AI solutions that will sense and see if this was fake or not. And again, Instagram even has this. It's like, you know, like Instagram has an algorithm to see if like this post is like fact checking it. Of course, there's, you know, departments in Instagram that, you know, that check to see if like these are like the fact checkers, in a sense. But I think it's going to be a bit of a combination of both. To be honest with you, it's going to be a combination of like algorithms, because like there's going to be a certain point where there's just going to be too much stuff that's out there on the internet that quite honestly can't be regulated by humans anyways. And I think that there already is, as we can see, there's more stuff that exists out there on the internet than people actually, you know, using the internet, if that makes sense. Like people actually using, engaging. There's just like it's the tip of the iceberg. So I think the rate of which the content is being outputted, the algorithms are gonna have to, you know, like other algorithms, like other AI models are gonna have to like be used to essentially just like help, I guess, regulate that in a certain extent. Not to get super duper deep in that subject, but like that's exactly what is going to happen uh, in not just one industry, but like all industries. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Right. Yeah. Hmm. That's a great. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's always going to be a continuous cycle. You kind of have to look at it in the sense of like where are the AI models developing towards right now. And as AI is being more publicly accessible, like with consumer AIs and stuff like that, I'll give you one risk of consumer AIs. Um, if I'm using ChatGPT and I'm wanting it to give ChatGPT private information about myself or private information about my business, it's a scary thought that no one really thinks of. Anybody and everybody around the world can ask GPT and access that information that you gave it. Now, there is an inherent problem with that. As a business, obviously, you wouldn't want your competitors to see your financial documents, and I think that would be stupid if you were to upload your P&Ls, to ChatGPT and then ask it Q&A, right? Because again, these consumer AIs use your data to train. The new AI models. For example, ChatGPT 3.5 trained GPT-4, right? So it's a really, really crazy conundrum where an AI trained in AI, but like you'd have like the consumer input data that was just like so much data because like we'd have all these people using ChatGPT. But like you have to think about it in the sense of like now that you gave that data, now you don't own that data, right? Now that anybody in the world can access that data. So you'd have the high demand, like the risk of that is data privacy fundamentally. Right. So again, I'm going to give you another perspective. The reason why we built Ideaify, again, like people are like, oh yeah, Ideaify is basically just like ChatGPT, but like no, it's like we license out the prompts and like user gets the output you literally within seconds, and like they have speed, they have a better output, and like they can save time, right? But like the thing is with Ideaify, for example, that's private data. We don't touch that data. So companies can literally use our chatbots, for example. And I'll actually like if you wanted to go into here, can I share my screen on Riverside? Um, Beautiful. So this is the AI Academy, and we've embedded Ideafy as a web app. But like if you go into chatbots, I want to show you really quick. You can read on the bottom over here. It says your data is private, encrypted, and never used for training models. Please see our data privacy section and to understand its capabilities and limitations. So if users click on this, they can go to like our data privacy, and like we have data like an actual like thing where we're protecting our customers and our users data actually. So like anytime that they interact with any of our AI models, this is not going to be used to actually train GPT. Nobody, like for example, if you talk to a like a finance officer and then you send them private information, private like data, the data that you want to keep private, we don't even have access to that. And also OpenAI doesn't have access to that as well too, right? So it's like you have consumer AIs, right? And then you have these private AIs, right? Like Ideafy, like some of our other competitors like Jasper, ScaleNut, Copy.ai, where again, these companies are very like these are super like these companies are aware that like the input data could potentially be private data that they don't want to feed over the consumer AI models to train that models for GPT, for the next GPT models. So again, like the point is, again, like most people don't understand that. I kind of explained it to you in like a really simple, nutshell-y sort of, you know what I mean, in very layman terms. Um, but like that's basically what people have to have to know essentially, right? So it's like ChatGPT isn't like the end all be all AI solution. It might not work for every single use case out there, But again, kind of back to the point, the risks of data privacy is increasing the more that we see more and more people use GPT, so that the demand for softwares like Ideaify, softwares like Jasper, softwares like Copy.ai is going to be a much higher demand, because like companies actually don't want, like they don't feel like they want to give that data to GPT, because like they're collecting a lot of input data. And when I say input data, it's like you go in, you type in the prompt, and like you know what I mean, that you type in like that context window, or you, God forbid, upload like a company handbook or a PDF inside of there. Yeah, don't do that. Highly recommend you don't do that. Because you're giving OpenAI all of that data, and not only OpenAI all that data, you're like they're going to use that data to train the AI model, so that anybody and everybody that's using GPT, any of the GPT models, is able to get access to that information. So again, it's like most people don't understand that. And that's the contingency with AI. It's like people don't know what they don't know. Right. So the best way to kind of elaborate and explain that is typically going to be done through some sort of education, whether that's consulting, whether that's through courses, videos, YouTube, etc. But again, the point is like AI is going to create a lot of problems, and AI is going to create a lot of solutions. But like it's almost like it like we all know that it's just like it's not gonna just stop. Like it's not gonna be something that like the government is just gonna, and OpenAI and Sam Altman and Elon Musk is gonna be like, you know what? Let's just like put this on the shelf, and like let's just stop that. Like no, no, no. Like it's going to develop whether we like it or not. Absolutely, absolutely, and we're in a very, very good position right now to, to actually, like, if you want to start a business or you want to scale your business using AI, we're in such a good position. We're the best position right now in the course of history, to do that, literally within your fingertips. If you have a laptop and you have Wi-Fi, you can literally start building AI automations for your business or for other businesses, and get tremendous results from it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I guess, yeah, YouTube, Instagram. You can go on a WAP. You can literally search my name. I'm pretty much everywhere. So, um, yeah. Glad I'm gonna put this in there. I honestly really liked our previous conversation when we talked about the future, and I'm gonna like say, yeah, that one. That's actually a quote that just like came up in my head. You made me literally like create that, bro. Dude, bro. Yeah, dude. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm actually gonna. So you know that quote, but I'm gonna make a little adjustment or a little iteration to that quote. Um, because you've really inspired me to do this, and I'm gonna say the quote is, "The best way to predict the future is to build it." Yeah, you're like, oh shit. You're like bars. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're gonna get that tattooed, bro, I'm gonna get that tattooed. I yeah. Yes. Yeah. And we're gonna go to Colombia. We're gonna go to Colombia. Yeah, as well. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, bro. Sounds good, bro. I'll let you go. I'll let you go then. Take care. Have a great call. A great rest of your day. So it's 8 o'clock, right? There. So basically 8:30. So yeah, it was a pleasure. How do I get emailed this after it all like uploads? I haven't used Riverside before. Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, yeah. Mhm. Sweet. I have a team. I have a team of clippers. I'm gonna upload this raw MP4, and then they're gonna have access to this podcast, and they're gonna clip content for us. Yeah, that's a whole other conversation. Yeah, that's a whole other bro. Dude. I want to like I have so many bro, I have so many people hitting me up and they're so what are you doing with Eddie right now? Like what's the WAP team helping you do? And like they've been just telling me to like do this, do this, do this, post this on your story. Like we're gonna send traffic to this. Like you need to like think about it and say I'm a like we need to figure out a day where I'm gonna just get my friends in like in like a group chat or not a group chat but like or like a Zoom call or something, and I'm just like gonna share everything that they've created for me, and I just want you guys to like do that too. But yeah, bro, this is crazy, bro. So yeah, I basically give it's basically like an MLM. It's a software MLM, but so I'm incentivizing my clippers based off of two things. One, they this AI really is like fucking. They're like, yeah, let's celebrate because this is really good. This is really good news. They're like, yeah, the AI listening to this is like, this is exactly what Eddie's been waiting for. Let's celebrate. Okay, so like, so basically, no, 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 fuck it. I don't care. I don't care. I legitimately don't care. But I just want to tell you because like it'll help you out a lot, basically. So, we have like the team of Clippers, yeah. So, I have my product, which is the AI Academy, and I give my clippers 30% of every single transaction that they sell. So we have two different price points. We have a $30 per month price point, and we have a $270 per year price point. So you like if people upgrade the annual subscription, they save 25% off. Basically, they get 3 months free. So I would give my affiliates $9 every single month, right? At $9 a month per subscription, or they would get $81 a year per that annual subscription. So I give them 30% affiliate revenue for life. Or basically on top of that, I also give Clippers $1 per thousand views, right? So yeah, so it's crazy. So they'd get, if they get 100K views, I'd send them $100. But basically, that's my budget for like CPM. CPM is cost per thousand impressions. But basically, if like Clippers are able to actually like take my like long form video content, clip that up into short form viral clips, and then basically post it on like their accounts, kind of like Andrew Tate did, and like they prove to my like my team, I'm working in the team at WAP, but like basically they prove that they got that engagement, and like we can actually like see that like we've saw like an influx in sales. And stuff like that, then I would pay them based off of views. So now that they have an incentive based off of views, they have an incentive based off of like a percentage affiliates. Now like I have like, again, like think about it in the sense of like my offer is like I'm selling AI education. So like the total addressable market is wide, and my product is cheap, but it's like also very valuable. Versus like imagine someone that sells like something like, I guess, like super like high ticket, very niche specific. It's gonna be harder to get these clippers to like want to do work or like do that because it's just like whatever. But like this is like definitely like a viral offer basically. So I'm just like right now I'm recording, I'm documenting everything because like I know for sure like this offer is gonna fucking take off. and like it's just gonna be really really cool to see, like, because like this is like decentralized marketing essentially. It's like companies usually do this in house, but like it's like I'm giving everybody like access to all my assets so that they could basically just like use all that shit. So yeah, that's like essentially what I'm doing in like a nutshell. So like I'm just focusing on creating content because I've already built like the WAP already. I'm just like just have it's just distribution. It's just all distribution at this point. So that's basically what I'm working on and like doing. And like like today I posted on my story, and I've had so many people already just like hit me up in DM. They're like, yeah, like I want to apply, I'm gonna apply, I'm gonna apply, I'm gonna apply. For like these clippers, right? So like one clipper can have like anywhere from like 10, depending on their bandwidth, 10 accounts to like 50 accounts, and then they're just going to redistribute that on all the other accounts, like the same video, until like we get that like one viral video that like all the other clippers are just going to repost. And then I'm just like, fuck, like there's all these people inside of here now, like, you know what I mean? I might have to like increase prices or whatnot because it's getting a little bit like a little bit clouded or whatever, but we'll make those adjustments when we get there. But it's just like it's a crazy, crazy opportunity, dude. And like, if you have you have a coaching offer, if you have an info product offer, if you have anything that you're selling, dude, you might want to look into structuring and slash or incentivizing clippers because they're going to bring you a lot of money if you have the right system set up. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. It's a great up. It's such a good B2B upsell. Yeah. It's a great B2B upsell. You can build. Dude, yeah, it's all about distribution, and like people just like don't like, for me, like I have content and but like I just need distribution. You can pay clippers to do that, but like the incentive in the product just has to be good in order for them to do that. Like when you get the ball, when the ball rolls, the ball's gonna fucking roll and you can't stop it. Basically, it's like it's gonna like explode essentially. But like for like what I did with like the team is they actually like really proposed a pretty good deal for me at WAP to like basically get all this stuff set up to the point where like they flew me out and like they're like learning about my offer and stuff like that. They helped me set everything up, and they're like, yes, would you like to help? Would you like to, for you to be a guinea pig basically for this clipping thing? And I'm like, uh, sure, yeah, why not? Like, fuck it, let's do it. So like they discounted. They're like, all right, cool. We need a budget to pay like these clippers, and I'm just like basically like, yeah, like sounds good. Like I mean, like don't like rape my wallet, please. But like I'm trying to like make money. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I can't afford like $10 per 1,000 view. Like that's a little bit too much for me. You know what I mean? Like if all these clippers like, hey, I got 3 million views, look, and I'm like, like, you know what I mean? Like I have to, you know what I mean? So, but like they're basically helping me manage all of those requests, basically. Like so, whenever people get those views, they're gonna submit it, and like I have a team that manages pretty much everything, that verifies everything and whatnot. And like I've been getting like a sale a day, like this month. Like they're still setting it up and everything, but like it's pretty sick. So yeah. But yeah, it's definitely taken under consideration though. But like if like straight up, bro, like if you and the boys wanted like a fucking master class on it, and like and I'll show you guys like how they're helping me, because I'm not getting anything from it, bro. Like it's like I'm just here to help you guys like build this stuff, because like like two of my close friends are like asking me like how I'm building this shit. Then like literally like I'm down to do it for you guys and just show you. Awesome, bro. Hell yeah, hell yeah. I definitely will. So maybe when I come back from Arizona, so maybe next week sometime. Yeah, 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 absolutely. But yeah, bro, it was a pleasure talking to you. Have great rest of your night and have a great call after this. And yeah, let's definitely keep in touch though for sure. I'm gonna send you some photos and videos when I'm in Arizona as well too in the next few days. I'm excited. Hell yeah, I'm stoked, bro. Yeah, keep me updated on what you're doing out there. I wanna go back to the East Coast soon. Um, okay, let me know. Let me know. Let me know when you're down here, bro. Yeah, let me know. We'll go do something. If you come to Vegas, I'll whip up. Like I've been doing events out here where like I just have all the boys come in and like I just been like, yo guys, I'm at Bel Air Lounge and like I get like 10 people come up and like they're all boys that like they're all like bros that have businesses and like we all help each other out and shit. When you come in this this maybe like this next upcoming month, I'll do that. We can have a big get together and stuff. Yeah. Absolutely, brother. Sounds good. Talk to you soon, and hopefully, yeah, hopefully this will. I think what happens is I'll get emailed. We'll probably both get emailed to this link. So, all right, hell yeah, sweet. Sounds good. All right, brother. Sounds good. Have a great rest of your night. Talk to you later. See you, Jay.